I'm George Boston Rhymes in Valdosta, Georgia, a community activator. And I'm convinced that the South Georgia news media networks have no intentions of ever being fair to the Black African American communities. Therefore, it is incumbent upon us to publish and report our own stories or history, as some would say. On November the 7th, 2012, the 44th President of the United States of America, President Barack Hussein Obama, won his re-election bid. But in years to come, when black and white and Japanese and Chinese and German and other children, and if there be extraterrestrials, and they read the Thomasville Enterprise newspaper, they will see that President Barack Obama won his bid for the presidency. But not a picture, not a single picture was on the front page of the Thomasville Times newspaper. However, Mitt Romney was on the front page, and it informed the general public that he won the state of Georgia. Now you must understand that you have Republicans, Democrats, Liberals, Green Party, and others serving in the armed forces on foreign battlefields around the world to defend this country from both foreign and domestic enemies. Yet, in 2012, the newspapers in Thomasville, Georgia, could ignore that heightened news. Just 46 miles east of Thomas County, the Quitman Free Press, a newspaper that was established in the 1800s, a local newspaper. Again, no picture of the President of the United States of America, and no picture of the Commander-in-Chief of our sons and daughters stationed at Fort Stewart, Moody Air Force Base, Offutt Air Force Base, Nebraska, and other military installations around the world. Then just 18 miles east of Brooks County, Valdosta and Lowndes County, a metro city, home, the real home of Moody Air Force Base, the 93rd Wing and the 23rd Combat Rescue Wing. In the newspaper, no picture of the Commander-in-Chief of the Airman Station at Moody Air Force Base, just 12 miles away. Yet in Germany, Russia, Japan, and England, a picture of the front of the president was on the front page of many foreign nations, but not here in the hometown where Moody Air Force Base exists, and where our sons and daughters must deploy under that Commander-in-Chief and put their life in harm's way. Wait a minute, not finished yet. Then I journeyed over to Madison, Florida, just a few miles away. And no picture, no mention on the front page Some newspaper didn't even report that the president had won his re-election bid. So I journeyed to the local newspaper in Madison. The editor said, that's a local paper and they don't publish that type of news. They mostly stay with local news. And that's his policy, I guess, and we can't condemn him. After all, that's a private paper. They publish what they want. But the members of our armed forces, they fight for everybody. They go on the battlefield for both local, state, and federal or national level of citizens of our beloved nation and outlying territories. But be that as it may, I want you to know that we must wake up. The black, the white right, Japanese, Germans, Koreans, and go beyond Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck, and the rest of the gang that spew out their venom for whatever reason. We must understand that black African Americans came into this country during the slave trade of the year 1555 aboard a slave ship called Jesus. This slave ship was captained by one Sir John Hawkins, a slave trader. And he, along with others, brought our ancestors onto these shores. We were labeled 3/5 of a human being, denied every right that you can imagine. And yet, for the most part, black African Americans never struck out at any of the other 43 all-white male presidents to the degree that we see across our nation today. Not even when blacks were denied to speak their mother tongue, could not maintain a family structure. If somebody wanted to come in and take your son and take him to another plantation to work for nothing, when it was said in law that no black man had any rights that a white man had to respect, denied the right to vote, denied the right to marry the woman who we loved, denied the right to beat a drum as a form of communication. Yet, today some say to the black African Americans and others from foreign nations, they tell them, if you don't like it here, you can go back. Well, the annals of history says that when my ancestors wanted to go back, you wouldn't let them go back. You forbid them to even leave certain plantations. And so today, we sit and we watch the modern editors, the modern directors of television stations and radio suppress, abate, and control the flow of information to a degree that coming generations will get a distorted view of what took place during the days of our lives while we live on the edge of night, searching for tomorrow when the Lester Maddox of this dispensation, and the Governor Wallaces of this dispensation, and Sheriff Bull Connors of this dispensation, and others, little children, will one day find out who was on the right side of history and who was on the wrong side of history. Make no mistake about it. All those people of yesteryear that were on the wrong side of history, Dr. Time tracked them down, and their children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren can see what they had in their hearts. And so I take my example from Jesus, who said these words, "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set and make you free." Then Paul to the Galatians 6 and 7 said these words, "For God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man sow, that shall he also reap." And so now, I guess I'll let Roy C. close this out for me. This is all about education. To me, education means educere as far as I'm concerned. And to me, educere means to pull out from within what God have already put within. And God have put something great in all of us. And we know that if it were not for the good white right people, the black race would have been annihilated. And so we want to thank all white right people. All white right people, we thank you for what you have done. We don't hate you. And even the ones who mistreat us, we do not strike out at them for the most part as they strike out at us without a cause. Yet, no black man in America has ever put anyone in any oven or gas chamber, or just outright by the power of the government crushed other nations and people and children. Not here in North America anyway. And so we gonna say, let's see what Roy C. will say on the subject. My name is George Boston Rhymes, doing what I do because when I found out that the old 1860 charter mentality of suppress, control, and abate was skillfully installed as a way of life here in Valdosta in an old 1860 charter that was displayed in Valdosta City Hall up until early 2004. And after I complained vigorously that it be removed, it was reluctantly removed. And here's what that disgraceful charter said, yet some wanted to keep it up. The mayor and council shall pass all proper and necessary laws and ordinances for the control of slaves and free persons of color, and to control, suppress, and abate all nuisances arising from hogs, dogs, horses, and other animals straying at large in Valdosta. Mayor John Freddy and several of our council members saw absolutely nothing wrong. But I thank God that the hearts of the majority, mostly black, voted it down, and so they removed it and put it in some place unknown to the general public. Once again, Roy C., please.
wasn't there. Hey, when they drove the slaves from the ship, and I wasn't there. No. Hey, when they whipped my great-great-grandfather with the whip, oh, I can feel the pain. Lord have mercy, I can feel the pain. Yeah, yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel the pain. Yes, I can. And I wasn't there. No. Hey, when they raped my great-great-great-grandmother, and I wasn't there. Oh no. Lord, when she cried out for help. Oh, I can feel the pain. Early in the morning, I can feel the pain. Yeah, yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel the pain. Yes, I can. I can still hear the slaves moaning as they slowly walk down the gangplank from the ship. And all I could do, Lord, all I could do was stand there and cry. Hey, Lord, 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 oh, oh, Lord, the God Almighty, oh, I can feel the pain. Yes, I can. I said I can feel the pain. Lord, Lord, oh, I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel the pain. Yes, I can. They locked up one of our black sisters not long ago. Angela Davis was her name. Oh, yeah. I said they handcuffed her and they took off to jail. Oh, yes, they did. But I want to say, I wasn't there, but I can feel the pain. Yeah, yeah, Lord, Lord, I can feel the pain. My, oh, I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh, I can feel it. I can feel the pain. Oh, yeah. I wasn't there when they shot Malcolm